So we're continuing on with this piece, and I'm going to be using the fluid graphite to do the main character here, and then I'll probably go back in over the top of that with colored pencil or acrylic. I'm not quite sure yet, but what I am going to do is I've had some problems with the Winsor Newton brushes that I have. I think I have two of them over here, and both of them have just been kind of garbage. And I was thinking of doing a review of them, but I figured I'd try one more. I got another one here, brand new, just took it out of the packaging. Still got the nice tip on it. And I'm just going to try it out, see how it goes. Not a big fan of it, but yeah, whatever. Let's try it. Might need to get a bigger one than this, but I'm just using a one. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And the reason why I didn't like the other round I was using, and I am going to have to use a little bit bigger brush to get started with this. That's okay. Get a little bit bigger of a brush. We'll start off with this big flat. There we go. I'll switch back to the Winsor Newton once the I have to work in the more detail stuff. And really what I'm trying to do here is just block in some shades. Once you block in, roughly where you want everything to be, then you can kind of go back in and do all the detail. And of course, I wouldn't be doing this without doing a little splatter. Gotta do some splatter in here. Give it some texture, right? And this is really light splatter, so. Go back in here and lift some stuff here and there. That's the one good thing about doing wet. Especially when it's not paper anymore. Remember, I've put the matte medium marble dust mixture over the top of this, so now I can kind of go back in and take some stuff away here and there. But if it was straight paper, it'd be a little harder because it would soak right into the paper. But since we ain't doing that, I can actually do a little bit more with taking stuff away and working back into it. There you go. And I'm going to do a little bit darker splatter because the lighter stuff is definitely light. You can barely see it. So there you go. And as always, start light and work your way up. That's the best way to do anything. But I am gonna do a little fun here. Let me get a little bit bigger of a brush. Whole lot of water. I'm gonna do this. I'll force a few drips into here. Kind of add to it. There we go. Let me try and take. Uh-oh. What's that? Oh, been wondering where that is. It's my sandpaper. Just a little bit. There we go. There we go. A little bit here, a little bit there. Now we're going to let this dry a bit and then work back into it. Okay, so I dried it, but with drying it, I did it with the blow dryer and it was almost immediate. The only thing that's not dry are these drips, and that's because I kind of want them, I don't want to put the blow dryer on them and bring them straight off the page. I want them to see how they're running together there, and I want that to just be natural, a natural drip. So alright, now I can go back to my Winsor Newton 1 here, and you know, it's already started. This is the same thing that happened to the last one. I'm going to show this up close. See how the bristles are separating? Normally, I just put them in my mouth like that and it'll come to a point. But with it sitting over there, it started drying out and it started separating. So now when I do this, it's just separating and flaring. My other brushes don't do that. And when I say other brushes, I mean my cheap $3 ones from like Hobby Lobby, stuff like that. So I don't know what the problem is, but I'm not a happy camper with these Winsor Newtons. So anyway, we'll keep working with it and just see what we get. And I'm just coming in here and hitting a few spots to get some shading. Just get a little bit of shading down. And Yeah, that's pretty much it right now. And I'm doing light. I just keep building it and building it and building it. Right now I'm just putting in them light darks. There you go. I'm gonna kind of push and pull a little bit of this. And of course, once I get it to a certain point, I'll come back in with whites to try and draw it and really make it jump off the page a bit more. But it's kind of like watercolor, you know, working with this, kind of. Alright, so I'm gonna get all the wet off of this, nice and clean. Bring it to a point, and then we'll come back to it. Blow dry this a little bit. And with this liquid graphite, it always dries lighter than you think it would. So there you go. I'm gonna come in here and do up the big fat brush again. Try putting in some more splatter. There we go. Just a little bit. Now head back in with the little brush again. I'm gonna do some really fine details right quick. I just want to kind of pop a few hard details in. And you can do this or you can't. I just kind of want to get a few in. See how it's going to hit. And it's doing kind of what I thought it would, because I'm using a paper with a lot of texture, so it's kind of moving around a lot, which I kind of figured it would, but we'll just deal with it. That's fine. Be interesting to see when I go back to that Winsor Newton again to see if it's separating. It really annoys me, man. That a brush that, and maybe that's something that it's supposed to do, you know. Maybe I need to contact them and say, hey, are your brushes supposed to do this? Because none of my other ones do it, and they're just old cheapos from from Hobby Lobby. It just shouldn't be happening. And I'll also kind of come in here with some ink here in a little bit to really make it pop at the end. Back to the tip, put it over here. We go back to Winsor Newton. Let's see. Yeah, see? There we go. See how it's coming apart? I got bristles all over the place. It's a brand new brush that just came out. Just took it out of the tube, brand new. I don't know. I just do not get it. Anyway, that's what I got to work with right now. So. I really do like working with this liquid graphite. I don't know, there's just something about it that I really enjoy the way it puts down on the paper. And that's something every artist really has to figure out for their own. You know, stuff that they enjoy, you know. Stuff that makes them go, man, I love this. This is exactly what I need. This works the best for me. This is what I like. Every artist has to figure that out for themselves. Yep. Okay. Let's see how that's looking. I'm liking that. And I'll have to let it really dry up well before I start going in with the whites and stuff. But for now, what I can work on is I want to get a little shade into these characters here. There we go. Yeah, I like that. That's looking good. All right, next one. gonna kind of put this all over here. And then I'm gonna carve the white arms out of the deep dark here. The deep dark. The deep. Alright. Alright. Let me dry this and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of splatter now that I got this dried up a bit. Alright. There we go. It's a little darker splatter here. But you can already see where it's starting to dry, and it dries really light. Like it goes down dark, but then, you know, it comes back around pretty light. Don't have to worry about too much. I'm gonna work on getting this table in here to the side, just a little. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it. Well, I better not turn it because I still got this big drip. I can draw this TBN though up here, so I think I'll do that. And I'm gonna do it with this lead holder. I don't know, I'm kind of wondering if I should do a little bit of overlay here. I might. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I might draw it in with a color. I might do that. Let me just think about it for a sec. Let me let the splatter and this bit dry here because I need to move the page around. So let me do that and then we'll be right back to it. Okay, so it hasn't completely dried, but I still need to do something else in this that I'm kind of lacking. I need to put a shadow underneath this chair so it kind of grounds it a little bit. And also I want to draw that table in at some point. But for right now, while I still have this, the liquid graphite here, and it's still good and wet, I'm going to go ahead and put that stuff in. There we go. Yep. Now I can just kind of come in here and pull out some of this stuff. There we go. All right. Get a little bit more back here. That's cool. All right. A little more texture. A little more fun. Now, my drip here at the bottom has pretty much gone completely off the page, so I'm just gonna do that. Alright, let me dry this up. The reason why I'm able to lift some of this off of here is because of the fact it's on matte medium and the marble dust. So it does kind of help if you're wondering how I'm able to do some of that. Just with a damp brush. I'm kind of working back into it a little bit here. There we go. Next things I'll do is I'm going to put some whites to make the figure pop a little bit here. But I also want to, before I do that, I'm going to work some colored pencils up into these two characters. And that'll make those a little more fun. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the colored, I'm going to do it, I think, with the red and blue. So actually I'll be alright. Let me go ahead and get started. This will bring a little bit of colored interest into the into these characters up here. A little red now. There we go. That'll be just fine. And I think this other character, I'm going to work red into it. And this will give it a little different look when I go to put the color on top of the colored pencils I'm going to use. Okay, so this one's got a blue-red buildup, which is the indigo blue and the crimson red. And this one's just got crimson red. Now I need to go get my big pile of colored pencils so I can get the specific colors to work back into here. And I'm going to be using this light peach on this figure right here, but I'm gonna, that's a little dull, but that's fine. It don't really matter. I'm just kind of burnishing over it, kind of give it a certain look, and then I'll come back in and finish it out with some paint. Get some green here. That's not where my green is. There's my green. Working a little bit of green into here. Back over that peach. And then a little bit of brown into the hair. That. And that might be good for now. And this one, I need the peach over here. Like that, just kind of mushes everything around a little bit. And then a little bit of this burnt ochre. This would be kind of neat. Yeah, just for the hair. There we go. And now I'm going to finish it off by going into it with some paint. And this will really kind of set those off once I get the paint in there. Let me draw this table in here like I said I was going to do. You can tell by the way the pencil runs across the paper that there's a lot of texture in this paper. That's okay. It's kind of the way I want it. Gotta draw in the 2 cups. There we go. And now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the main figure here with the white, and then I'll go back in here and get them. So let me put down some white paint. And let me get this brush. I'll get some of my cheaper brushes from Hobby Lobby. And I'm using a brush that's a little too big for really doing the detail, but again, that's what I like to do. I like to use a brush that's just a wee bit too big. And get my little blue-green here. Just a dab. Just want to get the color in for the pants. All right. All right. that little bit of green here and there. Now, just a smidge of this. This is my parchment. That's the color I'm using here. Let me dry this for a sec. Oh no. I've run over my cord here. There we go. It happens. Sometimes you run over your cord. Mm. There we go. There we go. Mm-hmm. Hmm. And let me just pause for a sec. Alright, now I'm gonna do a little carving out here. I'm doing this almost as straight paint. And the reason I'm doing that, because I can, and I like the way it looks. There we go. Alright. get to the end, I kind of like to throw down real thick paint. Because it just adds a level, an extra level to what you're doing. Right along this line here. I'm going to do some ink at the end on top of these two to really make them kind of jump. And I'm out of paint. I think I might leave it at that. I'm liking how this is going. Almost there. Let me take a pause and we'll come right back. Alright, so I've taken a nice little detail brush here. I'm doing straight white. First off, I want to get this eye where it's like coming out at you. Same with this one. Like that. And this one. Eyes always make the characters come alive. There we go. There we go. Nice thick white paint right there. Make a few things just kind of jump out at you. And I've almost just kind of thought about leaving the TV out of this. You know, I mean, it's there, but it isn't. And maybe what I'll do is I'll just put an X across it. It's like, no, not the TV. And I'll leave it at that. Let me get a thick brush here. I want to put these arms in white. There we go. trying to get away. See, I feel like if I put in the TV, it's just going to take away from the overall. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do this. That just signifies that it's there, but it should not be there because I've X'd it out. Kind of like that. Mm-hmm. There's no right or wrong way to do anything that I'm doing. I'm just kind of feeling it out like I usually do. And now, to finish it off, I was going to use some darks up in here, but I think I'm going to use red. I'm going to use this red oxide, which reintroduces the original color I used for staining the paper. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go with this. Kind of like that. And I know these colors are garish, and I mean it's kind of starting to look kind of cartoony, but I kind of think that's what I like about it. And this part of the story is kind of supposed to be like that anyway, so there you go. And to finish this off, go back in and hit this up. There we go. So the descent into silly madness has started. And there is one more thing that I'm thinking of doing to this one, but I gotta let this dry, and we'll come right back. What you're seeing here, give us a like, share, subscribe. Also go on over to the Skitscomic.com website. All videos show up there a week before they ever hit YouTube. While you're there, pick you up a comic book, print, or go ahead and get you an original piece of art. Lastly, go over to Indiegogo.com and sign up for the book that you're actually watching being made right now. Thank you and have a great day.